on the inside.
This is Mercury Morris outside. Touchdown. He started to hold it up before he got over. Quick pitch back to Mitchell. Coons out in front of him. Cuts inside. Touchdown!
Elected to receive. You usually lose this year, and the Dolphins were forced to punt, but Larry Seipel drove one out of bounds on the Baltimore 4-yard line, 96 yards away from pay dirt. Burt Jones went to Lydell Mitchell on first down, and his star running back came up injured. His replacement was Bill Olds, and suddenly it was third down for the Baltimore Colts, but Olds, with a tremendous second effort, converted it. After a sack by Baltimore, it was 2nd and 20. Back came Burt Jones. His tight end Ray Chester at the top of the screen, working the far sidelines, and Jones drilled him. He hit 3 third down, first down plays in the sequence. Don McCauley squirted off right tackle, and he drove down for an important first down. Then it was 3rd and 8, a busted play. Jones saved it as he scrambled around the end and was finally brought down. That brought in Tony Linhart, and from 31 yards away, he kicked the field goal that gave the Baltimore Colts that dramatic victory in sudden death over.
We wanted to do it ourselves. We knocked Buffalo out last week, and we thought that we had a chance to do it to Baltimore today, but we didn't. We, of course, went ahead in the ball game, then they tied it up, but in sudden death we got the ball, and then when Seipel knocked it out of bounds on the 4-yard line, I had a pretty good feeling. They had to really move the ball from backed up, but to their credit, they did it, and it was a pressure situation for a young team, but they didn't fold under the pressure. They had no interceptions and no fumbles, and came up with a lot of big plays on 3rd and long, the pass to Chester, and then of course on 3rd and short they had a couple of big plays, and then the field goal by Linhart that knocked us out.
You know, in a game like this, you can look at it and look at it. It was just a good, hard-hitting football game.
Well, it was. You know, it was disappointing because our guys played so hard. They played so hard to get in the position that we're in. And yet now we got to rely on somebody else to try to do our work for us.
And I know you don't like that.
No, I'd rather have control myself. But unfortunately, we're not in that position right now. We got to hope that either San Diego can do it or else New England can do it.
And if you recall, 4 years ago when you first got here, New England did do it for you the last week of the season against Baltimore.
Well, the only thing we can do now is hope and pray that something happens to give us the opportunity.
I just wish I'd made at least one of them. I tried very hard, and with my kind of work, when you miss one, you don't have a chance to come back and redeem yourself like a linebacker or anybody else in the game. When they make a mistake or miss a tackle, they can come back the next play and redeem themselves. And I only had 2 chances, and I missed both of them, a 45 and a 35-yarder, and I don't feel too good about it, really.
Was it the field, Garrow? They said all day that it was a tough field to kick on. I know you're smirking now, but was it that?
Those are all excuses that people who are losers make. I don't think that the field had anything to do with it. The hold was perfect. The protection was perfect. I hit the ball pretty good, I felt, and the only thing is that it didn't go through. And when you don't make them, a lot of people try and find excuses for you, and I don't like making excuses, and I like to win and make everything I try, and unfortunately it didn't work today. But I'll never sit down and make an excuse saying that the grass was not good out there.
No, I don't think so, really. You know, when you get a little, of course you get a little tense before a game, but, that's expected in any competitive thing that you do. And, I don't think their pressure affected me one way or the other. I was the man and had to get the job done.
Did they try to take advantage of your inexperience? Did they try to mix things up on defense, things you didn't expect?
Well, they really didn't do anything differently than we expected all week. They just tried to, overpower us or whatever, and our line did a great job. We had a lot of rushing yardage, but like I said, the big play comes around, we just didn't, get it done.
What happened on a couple of plays, Don? You seemed to pull out a little early. With the crowd yelling so much the players couldn't hear the count? Or
the noise had a factor, but I pulled out once on my own with a snap count, we had the snap count mixed up, but I wouldn't blame that on any one particular thing.
Well, you still have a chance to get into the playoffs, and that makes next week's game with Denver that much more important than it would have been if you would have beat Baltimore.
Yeah. It is important. We're not going to give up. We're going to work hard this week and get ready to play the ball game.